Sarda, I am sacrificing my life for the freedom of my motherland. You need not be worried and distressed. Crores of Hindustanis will be with you after my death. The sacrifice I am offering shall not go in vain. India shall be free. I am confident this is only a matter of time. These were the last words of India's forgotten hero Major Durga Malla to his wife at the Radford prison before being sent to Delhi Central Jail to be hanged till death. This is the story of utmost bravery and supreme sacrifice that upholds the values of this nation. This is the story of Major Durga Malla. That was the time when the Britishers were trying to suppress the Indian freedom struggle by all means. Being given a bloody nose by the Japanese in the Southeast Asia, they were envious of more Indians joining the Azad Hind Fauj or the Indian National Army. Born on 1st July 1913 at Doiwala in Uttarakhand, Durga Malla was the eldest of the four sons and of Parvati Devi and Ganga Malla. Ganga Malla was Jamadar, now Naib Subedar, of Gorkha Rifles in the military, and Parvati Devi was homemaker. The Malla family had been living in Doiwala village since 18th century. They were simple people with agriculture and later service in the military force. Durga Malla was great in sports and studies. He participated well in social activities and he was also a very vivid lover of literature in those days. He was sent to his paternal uncle to join Gorkha Military Middle School near Dehradun. He used to walk about 8 or 9 miles every day to Durga Malla had drawn inspiration from the poet and social reformer Subedar Major Bahadur Singh Baral and the musician and playwright Mitra Singh Thapa. He was greatly inspired by the prominent Gandhian freedom fighters of Dehradun like Thakur Chandan Singh, Bir Kharga Bahadur Singh Bist, Pandit Iswaranand Gorkha and Amar Singh Thapa. Satyagraha movement and Durga Malla was in 90 standard, but he wasn't behind making mockery of the British regime. He used to enter Gorkha battalion area at night and paste posters to spread the message of self-rule. Due to his activities, he and his families were frequently subjected to interrogations by the British officials. To dodge police officials, Durga Malla went away to live with a friend in Himachal Pradesh. In 1931, when he was 18 years old, he got enrolled in 2nd Battalion of 1st Gorkha Rifles. In his battalion, Durga Malla was comparatively a more educated recruit. Therefore, after completing recruit training, he was sent to Pune for signal training and was promoted to the post of Signal Havaldar. In 1941, after serving the army for about 10 years, Durga Malla married Sarda Devi, a girl of Kangra, Himachal Pradesh. It was the time of Second World War. Japanese aggression had become more violent in Burma and the rest of Southeast Asia. The 2nd Battalion of 1st Gorkha Rifles was also ordered to advance for the war field. Just 3 days after his marriage, Durga Malla got an emergent call from his unit. 2nd Battalion of 1st Gorkha Rifles were deported from Mala Islands from Bombay Seaport on 23rd August 1941. By September, all Gorkha regiments were out in the war. Major Durga Malla didn't get upset while living his newly married life for the Second World War. He marched for war with the war was declared following an attack by Japan to the Allied forces in the Southeast Asia. The British and their allies were overrun by the invading Japanese army. In December of 1941, a group of Indian soldiers lost their lives in the jungle. One of their officers, Captain Mohan Singh, decided not to rejoin the retreating British. He convinced himself that the Indian soldiers had no cause to fight for the Britishers and instead fight the Britishers along with the Japanese. With this mission in his mind, Captain Mohan Singh approached Japanese Major Fujiwara Iwaishi in April of 1942. Major Fujiwara Iwaishi promised Captain that Indian prisoner of wars held by the Japanese will be handed over to him. On 1st September 1942, the Indian National Army Azad Hind Fauj was officially raised in Singapore after a couple of conferences held in Tokyo and Bangkok. Durga Malla was one of those who played an important role in the formation of the Indian National Army. In 1942, he not only joined this army with a patriotic zeal but also inspired his fellow men to join it. Initially, Durga Malla was given the responsibility to mobilize volunteers for the Indian National Army from different. Later, by virtue of his patriotic feelings, his sense of duty towards his country and his valor, he earned promotion to the under the supreme command of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. War was declared against the Allied forces on 25th October 1940. Durga Malla was posted in the intelligence branch. He, along with some other fellow soldiers, entered the hilly area of the then Greater Assam across. There he used to collect and send important information regarding matters of strategic importance to the headquarters of INA in Rangoon. On 27th March 1944, when Durga Malla was on a mission to collect information of the enemy camps, he was captured by the soldiers of the enemy side near Kohima. He was prosecuted by a military court under Section 41 of Indian Army Law and Section 121 of Indian Penal Code. He was thus executed. That was the time when the imperialist Britishers were trying to suppress the Indian freedom for before the death sentence was finally executed. The British tried to persuade Mr. Malla into confessing sedition and promised him a grant of remission. All persuasions having failed, Durga's wife Srimati Sarda Devi was brought before him at the prison cell. British authorities were of the opinion she would persuade her husband to apologize, but Mr. Malla, on the contrary, he gave his wife his last words by saying, Sarda, I am sacrificing my life for the freedom of my motherland. You need not be worried and distressed. Crores of Hindustanis will be with you after my death. The sacrifice I am offering shall not go in vain. India shall be free. I am confident this is only a matter of. On 15th August 1944, Bir Durga, the great patriot, was taken to Delhi Central Jail from the Red Fort. After 10 days on 25th August 1944, he was finally executed. To honor Major Malla, a statue donated by Bharatiya Gorkha Parisangh Bagopa, a national body of Gorkhas, was unveiled at the Parliament House complex by the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh in 2004. 25th August, the day he was executed, is observed as Balidan Divas by Gorkhas across India. Such was a motive glimpse of the great Gorkha patriot, Indian freedom fighter, Bir Major Durga Malla.